Hey, it's me again, Tim from 40 Times Around. Today we're going to do a Q&A slash updates and announcements. I also have a new piece of gear I'm testing out, so we're going to do a quick review of that. And I also have some pretty exciting news. We have a contest coming up this week. So 40 Times Around hit 35,000 subscribers. I am so excited. I got Wakeko to work together with me on this giveaway, this contest that we're running. I'm super excited about it, and I think you guys will be too, so stick around. Okay, why don't we start with the review of the new piece of gear I'm testing out, and that is going to be the Nanovessel from Wakeko. It is a optional accessory for your Nanovessel, and it's also a standalone vacuum flask. It'll keep hot things hot and cold things cold. What I like about this piece of gear so far is that I can leave camp in the morning after making my coffee and just make a little extra hot water in an hour or two after I leave camp, and maybe I'm ready for second breakfast and a little bit of coffee. I don't have to bust out the stove. I can just grab a granola bar and make some espresso with this. And furthermore, if you happen to be taking just a day trip and you want to leave home with a little hot water, this is a lot more packable than a jet boil. So I'm actually on a day trip right now, so that's kind of what I did. Is I made a little hot water on the stove this morning. That was a few hours ago. Plug this directly into the Nanopresso. Another cool feature about it, there's a little adapter on it that you have to use when you plug it into the Nanopresso. And one more thing before I do that is, if you're a tea drinker, there's actually a brew basket directly in it, so you can just make your tea right in the Nanovessel. So simple as that. I have some espresso to drink. I didn't have to get the stove out or mess around with any of that. It really is pretty easy. So like I said, 40 Times Around hit 35,000 subscribers. This is a pretty big milestone for me. I'm really excited, and it's just been an awesome ride with you guys. This whole thing, this whole YouTube experience has been amazing and way beyond my expectations. So I wanted to do a giveaway. I got in touch with one of my sponsors, Wakeko, to see if they would work together with me and we could kind of team up on this giveaway. The winner of this contest is going to get one of the Element Series Nanopressos and your choice of either the Barista Kit, the NS adapter, or the Nanovessel, which I just reviewed. This is a pretty sweet deal. So definitely, guys, if you're on Instagram, jump over there, follow at 40 Times Around and at Wakeko_official. Like this post, tag a friend that likes coffee on the go, and then check back next Friday, September the 13th, to see if you won. It's that easy. Even if you're not on Instagram, you guys should go sign up. It's worth it. This is a really great package that Wakeko put together for this contest. Okay, now some of the updates on some things that are going on. Where the heck am I? I'm currently in Massachusetts visiting family. I'm going to be here for a couple weeks. I'm just kind of floating around in the New England area, so like Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Vermont, just kind of checking out some of the foliage. I'm going to be popping down into New York to visit some family down there as well. I will be in Pennsylvania for a little bit, visiting a few friends, and then I'm kind of just making my way south through October. Early October. I'm going to be doing some of the Mid-Atlantic BDR. I'm checking some of that out. I don't know how much time I will have to do the whole thing. I definitely want to check out bits and pieces of it. I'm trying to get down to the Carolinas mid-October for an event going on down there, to kind of check that out. If I can make it on time. It does kind of put me in a little bit of a time crunch, which I was just kind of getting out of that time crunch mode, so I don't necessarily want to put myself back in that, but I kind of want to be at this event, so we'll see what happens. I might be in the Carolinas mid-October though. From there I'm going to be heading down into Florida through November, early November, and spending a little bit of time in Florida. Basically, moral of the story, if you are in any of those areas, reach out to me, let me know, and I will see what I can do to try to meet up with you guys. Anywhere along the East Coast, I'm just kind of following the foliage south once that starts. I have been seeing hints of it as I came through a little bit of Canada and down through Vermont. I was definitely seeing it start up there, so I'm pretty excited to shoot up into Maine in a couple weeks and check out. It should be pretty much in full swing, the foliage here, so still pretty green where I'm at, as you can see. but it is, you can definitely see hints of it, and fall is in the air. It is a little crisp and cool. It's really nice. I love this weather. So other updates, I do have a live stream coming up, a couple live streams coming up this week. I'll go ahead and schedule those. You'll get a little notification as long as you've hit the bell. I'm going to be doing a little bit of stuff on Instagram this week too. I'm finally sitting still for a little bit and I can catch up on some things. So I'm going to be posting some pictures from the last couple months on the road. Also, just real quick, I've been on the road for 4 months now, a little over 4 months, and it is going awesome. I know I was kind of not super thrilled about the tight schedule in the beginning. All of that panned out. It worked out perfectly. I got to do everything I wanted to do and I fit everything in, and it was all totally worth it. And I'm so glad that I pushed a little bit to see everything that I wanted to see while I had good weather up north. And I'm kind of winding down on the riding season in North America. Maybe just a couple weeks left up north before I'm sort of limited to just the southern part of the United States. So I'll spend some time down there now with less of a time crunch, hopefully. I did get to see a lot of people that I wanted to see. I didn't get to see everyone I wanted to see. I made it to all the events I was trying to make it to. I met up with some friends here and there along the way, and it's just been a great 4 months. I'm feeling really comfortable and at home on the road, and I feel like things are kind of smoothing out for me as far as the workflow. So that actually brings me into the Q&A. One of the questions I've been getting a lot is, what do I do for work? I keep getting this question, how do I make money on the road and all of that. I'm not going to elaborate too much on that in this video, but basically this YouTube channel is sort of what my income revolves around. So some of that is through AdSense or Patreon, selling t-shirts and things like that. All of that stuff that kind of revolves around this channel, that's how I'm making an income. So that is what I do for work. So when I say I'm working, I'm usually referring to I'm editing videos, answering emails, comments, things like that. So I've been getting that question a lot. Another question I've been getting a lot is, what is up with the GPS and the phone? If you've seen one of my videos recently where, you know, my helmet cam is showing the dash of the bike and the road in front of me, you'll notice I have a GPS center, and then my phone is like right over to the side. The GPS to me at this point, it's like a paperweight. I'm not super thrilled with it. It's kind of clunky and just, it's not very user friendly. I'm not thrilled with it's just not a great option. It's not as easy to use as my phone. I use Google Maps most of the times because it's just easy and it integrates with everything. So if I need to find a restaurant or find a certain store or a place to camp, and I'm Googling that, and then it just hit the link and there it is. I got directions to it. I leave it set to avoid highways and avoid tolls, and that's pretty much how I get around most of the time. The reason for the GPS though is that I don't always have cell phone service. So the GPS will get me home in a pinch or get me to where I need to get to. It's just not going to be the best route. And it's not easy to kind of like pick and choose my route with the GPS, whereas even with Google Maps, like I can drop pins all around and say, okay, I want to go from here to here and then from here to here on this road, and make sure, like, kind of design my route for the day using Google Maps. It's not so easy to do that with the GPS. The other thing I like with the GPS, but I certainly would not buy a GPS for this, is that it gives me a little extra information, which it's not necessary, but it is kind of interesting to know things like my elevation. One thing that definitely comes in handy is it tells me what the speed limit is, and tells me what my current speed is. That's kind of what I look at on the GPS, but it's really just there in case I don't have cell phone service. It'll get me to where I need to get to. Okay, another question I got, I was just checking out my comments on my phone, is from Alcan ADV, and if you guys haven't checked out his channel, he just did a little loop around the United States. Really cool stuff. He's a really cool guy, so definitely go check out Alcan ADV. He asked me a question in one of my recent videos, since I've been full-time, how many miles have I put on the bike? And I have been averaging just about 5,000 miles a month. So in 4 months, that's just about, well, I've actually probably done closer to 22,000 miles in the 4 months that I've been on the road full time. I really have been moving at a pretty decent clip. just trying to fit a lot in. Like I said, you know, even just getting to all the national parks would have probably been about 10,000 miles if I just did that. So there was a lot of zigzagging and backtracking to get to certain things in places. So 22 awesome 1,000 miles. It was really, really great. I don't have any regrets on any of those miles. They were all awesome. But I am really racking up the miles this year. I'm anticipating that is going to slow down quite a bit going forward. But so far, 4 months, 22,000 miles. Okay, Nilanjan Saha and a few other people were asking me how I get that shot where the camera's kind of looking back at me from out in front of the bike. I did a video on that a while ago. I'll link to it right here. Basically, I have a flagpole mount with a selfie stick. It's a locking selfie stick. The GoPro goes on that. It works best with the Hero 7 Black because the image stabilization is out of control on that thing. And I shoot at about 60 frames per second so that I can slow it down a little bit, and that smooths out a little more of the bumps. Okay, and one last question. I don't want to make this too long of a video. The last question I've been getting a lot is, do I have a new tent? Yes, and also I'm going to combine this with another question. I know that it's a little bit confusing because sometimes you see my bike and I have a blacked out windshield, and sometimes you see it and I don't. I have a clear windshield. Also, my tent might seem to change in different videos. Basically, a lot of the national park stuff, all of that series of videos has been shot. Like the most recent one to come out was filmed like 3 months ago. And I had the blacked out windshield. I had my Kelty TN2 tent. Over the last 4 months, I've changed a few things, swapped some gear out. I replaced the windshield with a clear windshield because I know a lot of people weren't thrilled with that blacked out windshield. So if you're seeing the clear windshield, the double take mirrors, my newer tent, which is the same color and looks very similar to the Kelty, that's a more recent video. If you're seeing the other stuff, that's an older video. So I do have a newer tent. I am going to be doing a review on that very soon. It is the Nemo Hornet ultralight 2-person tent. I'm really happy with it. It's super ultra lightweight. It's half the weight of the Kelty, so it only weighs about 2 pounds, which is amazing because it's so hard to find 2 pounds that you can shed once you get your gear and everything to a certain point without just getting rid of something. That's really hard to get rid of that much weight in one shot. So to get one piece of gear to just shed 2 pounds, that was huge for me. So that's really cool, and I'm really digging that piece of gear. So I will be talking about that soon. Anyways, like I said, I don't want to make this too long of a video. If you guys have more questions, like I said, I'm doing a live stream soon, and there's going to be a general Q&A live stream. That's going to be this week. I'll have that all scheduled and set to go. So if you have questions, make sure you pop in there and get them to me, because that way I can kind of answer as many questions as I can. Like I said, I've just been having a real hard time getting into the comment section lately. I'm also going to be on Instagram Live a couple times this week, so you can pop on over there, ask me some questions and stuff like that. And that is about it for today, guys. I hope you got something out of this video. Don't forget about that contest. That is only from today until the end of the week. So September 13th, 2019. Make sure you join that contest because that is a pretty sweet prize package. Anyways, that is it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Ride safe.